Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some news that could put a nice chunk of change back in your pocket. The White House recently announced that U.S. taxpayers might be looking at an extra $1,000 in their tax refunds next year. This is big news, and it could mean we're heading into a record-breaking tax refund season. So, let's break down what this means for you, where this number is coming from, and how you can prepare to make the most of it. The announcement came directly from White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt during a press briefing. She mentioned that this projection isn't just a random guess, it's based on new research from the investment bank Piper Sandler. According to their study, the average tax filer could see this significant increase in their refund. Now, $1,000 is not a small amount. For many families, that's a car payment, a few months of groceries, or a serious boost to their savings account. The idea of a record-breaking tax season is exciting, but it also raises a lot of questions. Why is this happening? Is this guaranteed for everyone? And what are the broader economic implications? We're going to explore all of that. First, let's look at the source of this claim. Piper Sandler is a well-respected investment bank, and their research often provides valuable insights into economic trends. When they release a study predicting a surge in tax refunds, people in Washington and on Wall Street pay close attention. Their analysis likely looked at several factors, such as changes in tax withholding from paychecks throughout the year, adjustments to tax brackets, and standard deductions to account for inflation and the current state of the economy. If people have been having more money withheld from their paychecks than they actually owe, that difference comes back to them as a refund. It's essentially an interest-free loan you've given to the government, and next year, the payback could be larger than usual. So, what could be driving this potential increase? One major factor is inflation. Over the past couple of years, we've seen prices rise for just about everything. In response, the IRS regularly adjusts tax brackets, standard deductions, and various tax credits to account for the rising cost of living. These inflation adjustments are designed to prevent what's known as bracket creep, where inflation pushes you into a higher tax bracket even though your real purchasing power hasn't increased. When these adjustments are significant, it can lead to people over-withholding taxes during the year, especially if their employers haven't perfectly adjusted their payroll systems. So, when they file their taxes, they find out they paid too much and are due a larger refund. Another possible reason could be related to economic policies or specific tax law changes that have taken effect. While there haven't been massive sweeping tax reforms recently, like the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, there are always smaller tweaks and adjustments. These can affect how much tax is withheld from your paycheck. If withholding tables were set a bit higher this year to be on the safe side, that would naturally lead to larger refunds for many people. The goal of the withholding system is to get as close as possible to your actual tax liability, but it's an imperfect science. It's often better to over-withhold slightly than to under-withhold and end up with a surprise tax bill. Now, let's talk about the big question. Will everyone get an extra $1,000? The short answer is no. This is an average. The amount of your tax refund, or whether you get one at all, depends entirely on your individual financial situation. Key factors include your income level, your filing status, whether you're single, married filing jointly, or head of household, the number of dependents you claim, and the specific deductions and credits you're eligible for. For example, a single person with a high income and no dependents might have a very different outcome than a family of four with a moderate income who can claim the child tax credit and other family-related benefits. So, while the extra $1,000 figure is a great headline, it's crucial to understand it's a national average, not a personal guarantee. Some people will see a much larger increase, some will see a smaller one, and some might even see their refund decrease or owe money. It all comes down to your personal numbers. This brings us to the economic impact. What does a record-breaking tax refund season mean for the country as a whole? When millions of Americans suddenly have more cash in their hands, they tend to spend it. This can create a significant, albeit temporary, boost to the economy. People might use the money to buy new appliances, go on vacation, pay down debt, or make home repairs. All of this spending injects money into businesses, which can lead to increased hiring and economic growth. This is often why politicians are eager to highlight good news about tax refunds. It's not just good for individual wallets, it can be a positive indicator for the broader economy. However, it's also worth remembering that a tax refund isn't free money. It's your own money that you overpaid throughout the year. From a financial planning perspective, a massive refund means you gave the government an interest-free loan. While getting a big check feels great, the ideal scenario is to owe or be owed very little, meaning your withholding was accurate all year. So, how can you prepare for this upcoming tax season and try to maximize your outcome? First, don't wait until the last minute. Start gathering your important documents now. This includes your W-2 South from employers, 1099 forms if you're a freelancer or have investment income, and records of any deductible expenses. Think about things like student loan interest, mortgage interest, property taxes, and charitable donations. Having everything organized will make the filing process much smoother, whether you do it yourself or hire a professional. Second, consider using the IRS's tax withholding estimator tool on their website. This is a fantastic resource that can help you see if you're on track for the year. You can input your income, dependents, and other information, and it will tell you if you're likely to get a refund or owe money. If it looks like you're way off, you can adjust your withholding for the remainder of the year by submitting a new W-4 form to your employer. This gives you more control over your money. If you prefer getting a larger refund as a form of forced savings, you can keep your withholding as is. But if you'd rather have more money in each paycheck, adjusting your W-4 is the way to do it. Third, stay informed about any tax law changes. Tax laws can be complex, and they do change. Websites like the IRS official site, as well as reputable financial news sources, are your best friends here. Understanding new credits or deductions you might be eligible for can make a huge difference. For instance, there are often credits for education expenses, energy-efficient home improvements, or for having children. Don't leave money on the table simply because you did know a certain tax break existed. Finally, decide how you're going to file. You have several options. You can use tax software like TurboTax or H&R Block, which guides you through the process step by step. If your income is below a certain threshold, you might be eligible to use the IRS Free File program. Or, if your situation is more complex, maybe you own a business, have rental properties, or significant investments, it might be worth hiring a certified public accountant or CPA. A professional can help you navigate the complexities of the tax code and potentially find deductions and credits you would have missed on your own. The cost of hiring a pro can often pay for itself through tax savings. In conclusion, the news about a potential extra $1,000 bump in tax refunds is definitely exciting. It reflects ongoing adjustments in our economy and tax system. While it's not a guarantee for everyone, it's a strong indicator that many Americans could be in for a pleasant surprise next spring. The key is to be proactive. Start organizing your financial documents, review your withholding, and stay educated on the tax laws that apply to you. By doing so, you can position yourself to have the smoothest and most successful tax season possible. Whether that big refund materializes for you or not, being prepared is always the best financial strategy. It's your money after all, and you want to make sure you're managing it as effectively as possible. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this breakdown was helpful. If you have any questions or your own tips for tax season, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. And if you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more financial news and tips. We'll see you in the next video.